Singapore. I am with the man, the myth, the legend, that Sim guy, who will be driving today, but still sitting with me in the commentary box. You know, this is what we love about online racing. We can do this kind of stuff. He'll be racing with the Alpine team today. How are you feeling?
Very, very tired, only just because I've been up since 6 o'clock. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. It's for to get to try and do comms with you, and from obviously a driver's perspective during the race should be challenging to to try and multitask. But I'm looking forward to it, and yeah, should be good.
Fair enough.
Oh. Yeah, I haven't done any I haven't done any practice, but I did have a league race around this track, Singapore, um, uh, a few weeks ago. So I think I've got a setup. Whether or not that works on the Alpine, we'll have to wait and see. Oh, can't hear you. I think you might be muted.
Me?
Yeah,
Oh,
I can
what,
hear you.
on the actual stream or?
No, no, no. In my
Oh, just
in
yeah.
my ear.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I am pretty
Right.
certain that I have a
So,
tendency.
do you want to know something?
What do I want to know?
So, qualifying, completely dry.
Yeah.
The race is partly cloudy, but
Mm-hmm.
high chance of rain. So, 15 minutes in the race,
Yeah.
rain is going to hit, and it's heavy rain.
Oh. Oh.
Mm. So,
Ooh.
so do I go on mediums to set a first lap time? What do we think?
I
Because
mean, it's a
if I do
solid banker.
mediums, because then I got obviously more time on one set of tyres without pitting.
Yeah, and considering the fact that the rain's coming, I wouldn't say late, but it's still coming in a third of the way into the race.
Yeah,
So, I mean, if you can set your fastest time on mediums, I mean, that's absolutely delightful.
yeah. I don't know
Because,
what the delta difference is between Singapore, between the mediums and the softs on this track. To be honest,
that is, yeah, not ideal.
hopefully it's not like near a second. I can't
Yeah,
find my Singapore setup, which is not good. But no, I got it. It's all good. So, we got anyone out on tracks at the moment?
we've got quite a few drivers leaving the pit lane currently. Hazard is furthest up. He's just going round where the old Singapore sling used to be.
Yeah,
Other than that, we've got Joachim coming out. Never Fear Andy's here's out as well. Chaz Knight Rider's in the pit lane. He's got a Alpha Tauri just ahead of him. Not sure which one. Aidan Gray's out on track with Jimmy Jags, Ryan DJ, well, Henson, Mechanical Cole's out on
yeah.
track. We've got a lot of people out on track, and it was Rick VE17 that was the AlphaTauri in question. So, pretty much half the grid, I'm going to say. Now we've got a McLaren coming out, Scotty's out, and obviously you're out.
Yeah.
And Mr. Cookie is also out on track, so pretty much everyone's out on track currently. Everyone's going for a time. Now, we nearly had 3 minutes already, and no one's actually started a lap time. I say that. Hazard is going to be the first man to come across and start a lap. Taking a little look at the tyres, it is a mixed bag out there. Quite a few softs, couple of mediums, 2, 4, 6, 7 medium tyres I'm seeing so far.
Oh, a lot of people might have seen the weather then.
Yeah, or heard it, one or the other.
Yeah,
But
on the stream. Yeah,
yeah, that is so a lot of people. And if you are watching the stream, if you look in the bottom right hand corner, you can see just the absolute ludicrousness. There's just colours everywhere all along the track.
Oh my god, I need to close my curtains. I've got the sun right in my face right now. That is not what you want. Oh, that is distracting like hell.
Oh, that's not ideal. And that is Joachim just creeping down the start-finish straight for some reason or another. We'll carry on board with Hazard.
Is he coming towards the end of his lap?
He is. He's going round the second to last corner currently, just through that chicane on the exit. So I see another car just got out the way there. I think that was an AlphaTauri. He comes across through the double left-hander, and he does. He goes fastest with a 1:37.828. That is our first benchmark time.
Oh, open the DRS too late there. I forgot that there was a DRS point there.
Our Henson now fastest, 1:37.7 on medium tyres. So he's beaten Hazard on a set of mediums. So mediums are looking pretty quick. Mechanical Coal setting a 1:38.9 as we switch now to our gap to leader, because that is just so much easier to read. Quite a few cars each jumping out the way of each other. Scotty's gone fastest in sector 2. He's got a Red Bull right behind him though, so he's going to lose out a bit of time through these more complex sections with a lot of dirty air running through. Mr. Cookie has well and truly slapped everyone out the bag there with a 1:37.1, putting himself half a second at the top of the table as we speak. But there is still a lot of drivers to set some times, so
I'm coming to the end of my lap now. I haven't set a purple sector at all, so I'm not too keen on this one. Seven. And I'm only 8 tenths, sorry.
8 tenths from the top of the table.
Wow. Has the leader done it on softs?
Mediums.
Wow,
Mr.
really?
Cookie has set that time on mediums.
Wow.
Scotty, 2 tenths slower on a set of softs. So,
wow.
Yeah. A driver to look out for, J-Horse in the Ferrari, is currently setting a fast lap on softs. He's run a little bit wide, and I've just realised he plays controller. Oh my god, he's quick.
Yeah, he does, yeah.
He's quick.
Yeah, he is absolutely rapid, and he's on controller. He uses minimal assists as well, so yeah, he's
everyone jumping out the way of his time. He's gone fastest sector 2.
He can actually win the championship this race.
Can he?
Yes.
What needs to happen for him to do that?
I'm not sure, but I think he just needs a win, to be honest. And mathematically, that's it. He's done. One thing I have noticed when I have done the racing instead of doing comms is that the J-Horse goes quickest with a 1:36. On softs or mediums, I didn't.
Soft tyres. He has gone nearly a second quicker than Mr. Cookie.
Wow.
That was
so
a
he's
quick
done it on
time.
softs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon there is probably about a second difference in lap time between mediums and softs. But yeah, as I was saying, oh no, I can't remember what I was saying. Nope, it's gone. I'm so tired today. I don't even know what I was saying.
And Aidan Gray is out at the first turn. What on earth has occurred there to cause that? I'm not sure. Annoyingly, I think his AI is he's just disappeared. But Aidan Gray was out at turn 1, or at least at that little complex at the start of the lap. So something's obviously happened.
Do I risk it and go onto softs? This is what I'm thinking now. I mean, I'm all the way down in what, P9 or 10?
Top
Which is
five,
obviously
top five all running softs.
really.
Fastest medium boy is R Henson right now, who's P6 and a second and a half off of pole. You're currently sat P10, 1.8 seconds from pole.
Yeah.
Aero's put in a very, very good time. He is 100th off of J Horse's time, very, very close at the top of the table. And then it's a second gap all the way down to Mr. Cookie, who did set his time on a set of mediums. So technically he is the fastest medium front runner. However, I wouldn't be surprised if he wants to try and close that gap and go to softs.
Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go out on softs. I'm going to see what sector times I do, see if I can go purple. And if I can, then I'll finish the lap. But if I can't, I'd rather start mediums, because obviously that rain is coming during the race, and it's going to be I think quite important to not have to stop before the rain comes. Obviously, there is the other aspect of going on softs and then pulling away, and then having to pit again for softs, potentially, and then just having ultimate pace, and then having to come in again for either mediums or, inters or full wets. So it's either a no stop and just wait to the rain, or a two stop before the rain comes.
Yeah.
Have we had anyone comment anything about this race? I know I haven't, so I could probably think about something right now, though.
Ought to have a little look. Live chat isn't saying anything.
In the pre-race comments on the Discord?
Pre-race comments is saying a lot, actually. Aero Blake, circus is gash, let's mix it up and have a race that is beautifully moist. He's predicted that right. We're going to have some nice wet weather. Chaz Night Riders asked for F2 drivers.
He wants to race in F2 again.
F2, that was quite fun.
That was brilliant, wasn't it?
It was fun.
Yeah, you raced for us instead of doing comms, as I did comms. And it was good to see you on track. Yeah, it was really good. It's good to see you on track instead of just doing commentary for us.
I know.
We like to give back in this league.
Yeah. Nero Blades also said that he enjoys Singapore, is one of the most enjoyable tracks to drive, although not as pacey as he's been on previous versions of the game. He's put a pretty decent qualifying time in currently, but however, as always, one of these races where you just need to keep your nose clean and make the right pit calls under numerous safety car interruptions, which is very, very likely to occur here. Yeah. Even more so if we've got wet weather. Never Fear Randy's here loves the challenging drive round here. It's a bit of a daring track, and you've definitely got to just give it full send around some of these corners if you want a good time. And yeah, Aero Blake saying it's so rewarding to nail a lap, brushing the limits of the barriers, and I find a genuine good track for racing. Though tyre wear is a toughie.
Can I just say I've gone purple in Sector 1?
Let's watch on board with the Alpine. As saying, no Ferrari's here. Cars going slow with damage are going to be a nightmare. Patience will be needed.
Yeah.
McLaren might go bankrupt after this race. After this race, with the amount of wings we'll go through. And Scotty saying, I won't even make qualifying and never mind the race. I hate street circuits across the board. So that's not right. I don't think I've ever done a lap around this track in this game. So, couple of drivers coming in to this, including yourself, the Alpine team, just coming in blinds. You just...
That's how we like it.
Winging it. fully winging it. As you go P3, sorry, 0.236 seconds off of pole. You have split Joachim down to the second position in the second row.
I messed up the third sector a little bit. I went a bit deep in the corner, going under the tunnel, through the tunnel. Went a little bit deep and had to really come off the throttle, which wasn't ideal at all. I think I could have gone fastest if I just nailed the last sector, to be honest. Because I was purple first sector, purple second sector, so it was definitely there for me. I think I'm gonna go for another run on softs and see what I can do, see if I can improve it at all. Also, at the start of the lap, I forgot to activate my ERS onto hot lap. So going into the first corner, it was only on deploy none.
Oh.
So I've got the whole straight of the first corner to gain on time with the ERS deployment as well.
Not too much movement at all in particular. Not many, only 8 drivers really have. Oh no, they're all going on to new tyres. Everyone's coming out for a run now, which is a pretty logical time to do so, considering the fact we've only got just under 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, I'm going to struggle to get back out, I think.
Well, that's
Just going into the pits now, which is annoying.
And you've got a driver. Are you running into the pit now, or are you waiting?
Yeah. I'm going in the pit now.
Oh, you've got your teammate behind you, just waiting.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was just sat there.
He's going to be even worse off than me. Right, let's change these tyres very quickly and get back out there. How much time we got left?
2 minutes.
Oh, it's going to be tight for me. What's the lap time? 1:36.
1:36.151 is the fastest time we've seen. I imagine even if you go 3 seconds slower than that, it's a 1:30, 1:40 really.
Okay, I'm going out now. Oh, it's going to be
a 1:40
really
right
close.
now.
I don't think I'm going to make it. Nope, I'm not going to make it.
You can cut corners though. Any corners that can be cut, you probably will be able to. Corner cuts.
Not
Quick
a lot though.
fillers is no, there's not a whole lot of corners that you can cut really, but you can probably gain maybe 2 seconds, maybe 3 seconds around this track by corner cutting. Max, this one's a nice good one that you can, because you can get that and the exit.
I've just gone into the wall.
No.
Pushing too hard. That's me done. Third it is.
Unless any drivers...
Yeah.
J-Horse is on a fast... sorry, no, J-Horse is on an out. So is Joachim. But he's even further back than you. He's got no chance.
Damn it.
J-Horse will get a lap in, though. But that will only be to push himself further out. Mr. Cookie would have to put on an absolute stonker of a lap, which he's doing. Just set fastest sector to 2.
Oh.
Watching the Aston Martin coming through right now.
I don't think I would have made it, even with cutting corners. But, oh well, I tried. And that's me out of qualifying. Oh, Crazy Dutchman has said he broke his wing on his only flying lap.
Oh, Mr. Cookie is so unfortunate to miss out on pole. He has gone 3 thousandths. 3 thousandths. The
That's
poor man.
crazy. How close is that?
It's unbelievably close. That
Rick has
is,
put in a lap time there
yeah.
in P5. He's jumped himself up.
I think you'll probably hold P4 unless Joachim. He's up by like a tenth. So unless he can really pull away in these next two in this final sector, then
Yeah, he's purple in sector 2. Oh, now he's just lost purple from someone, I think. No, it's just the game being. Oh, he's invalidated his lap time on my screen.
he has. Yeah, I've got the invalidated bottom right, so he will hold position. Other than that, there's not many more drivers to set a lap time. Never for Randy says just set when he moves up to P14, but that is it.
Joachim decides to crash into the wall.
Yeah,
going
you
over
can
the
just
line.
see a nice wheel missing, or sitting on his bonnet. Lovely stuff. And that is qualifying complete.
That is it. Yeah. I'm quite glad that I decided to go out on softs because it's obviously bumped me up to P4, but and the first medium runner is in 13th, so they're very far down.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what do we reckon? Safety car first lap?
It's possible. It really is.
The likelihood the likelihood is very high, isn't it?
It is. It's very high.
Oh, I'm quite happy with that. I'm only 2/10 off, and I've done no practice at all. Banged on a setup that I haven't checked over for a while, so not bad, not bad. What's Crazy Dutchman said? Should have just went with the softs right away instead of waiting till the last moment on mediums. Well, yeah, you learn these things, don't you?
Yeah.
He's also said, I like this, by the way, driving and commentating, nice job. Thank you very much. Yeah, it gives a bit of a different perspective, I think. It gives you the commentator a little bit different information, I think, which is always good to have.
Yeah, especially the weather. They need to be able to tell us the weather from spectator desperately.
Right. So the stints are saying that soft medium is quickest, but look at the rain is saying it's coming by lap 16. So doing one stop, obviously starting on softs and then going on to softs again.
Mm-hmm.
Could be quick, but also it could not be, because if the rain comes at the wrong time, those people on mediums, they could just shoot themselves up into the top positions.
Mm-hmm.
But that also depends on if there's any safety cars now, because I think if there's a safety car, I am tempted to pit and then go on to mediums until the rain comes.
I think that is logical, and I think that is just what. Yeah, I think that's what a lot of people will do if the safety car does come.
Yeah, I think that's probably the good strategy call, to box as soon as possible if there is a safety car, to then get the mediums on and then just run those mediums until the rain comes. I think that's probably a wise decision, to be honest. But we'll have to see. I'm not weaving too much because I don't want to wear out my tyres on the warm-up lap too much. I know that I'll be able to heat them up just enough towards the end of the lap without using them too much right now. It's kind of a hack that because on formation lap and under the safety car, when you weave, you lose a lot of tyre life, because obviously you're constantly scrubbing them, and they don't like it at all. So I'm just taking as little life. So Jeff has just told me that we're expecting rain in 5 minutes.
Oh, stay on the softs.
Yeah. And I've set the lobby is set to perfect weather forecast. So Jeff will be right on this occasion. So
Jeff
softs
cannot get it wrong.
He can't. No, not when it's set to perfect. Who's your money on in this race then?
My money is on the man that it's always on. J Horse will probably dominate once again in the Ferrari. I have a good feeling.
Yeah.
I don't know what his wet weather driving's like, because I don't think I've seen him in the wet yet. But I imagine if it's anything similar to his dry racing, then it's going to be good, and he's going to be quick.
I've just spun it.
Lovely. Oh, yeah, I can see that you're missing. Oh, yep, all the way back there.
My tyres are so hot right now. This
Doing
is not
donuts. Yeah, but you'll sit on the grid and they'll cool down, won't they?
Yeah. Oh dear. They're at 110 degrees Celsius.
Jesus.
I was too aggressive on warming them up coming into the last sector, and I just spun it. Silly. Oh, sugar. There we go. Are you ready?
I am indeed. So we just click through until it gets to the right one. We go to 5 red lights, and we are away. It's a very, very quick start, and J Horse gets off to a really good start, and I think Aero Blake's also gotten off to a. It's a very messed start. Mr. Cookie's managed to pummel it down the inside, and that's him going under pressure from the Mercedes, holds him off nicely as we now head up towards our first decent straight of the race. Coming through now, front runners staying particularly in the same position. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. He is collateral damage and has sent it directly into the wall. However, it may not lead to a safety car due to the position of the car. It's well and truly off the racing line. No one should ever really be over on that side of the track. So I think we are going to stay safety carless, even VSC-less. Yes, we are. Everyone's through. They're going to be able to get the car off the track nice and quickly. We go back to full green flag racing, and J Horse is well and truly pulling a strong lead as we speak. While Matt's just lost a couple of positions there off of the bat. Going towards the front of the grid, is very, very spaced out of the front. It's towards the back where it's chaos as the AlphaTauri and Williams. Well, he had a little look up the inside, didn't he? But elected not to go for it. And we continue heading down into the third sector. Everyone going through the tight and twisty chicanes as we speak. Difficult to make any moves here, so everyone is pretty much single file around this area.
I've just witnessed Mechanic Cole. No. I've just witnessed Mechanic Cole hit the back of Chaz Knight Rider. Chaz Knight Rider lost his front wing, and as a result, Mechanic Cole lost his front wing from hitting the back of him. And then Chaz Knight Rider decides to do the completely unacceptable thing in trying to take Mechanic Cole out by completely swiping across him in a straight line. So I'm afraid he will be getting banned from this league. That's unacceptable, and yeah, that's just, it's not on at any time. Even if someone has hit you, you just don't retaliate at all. But I can tell you, the reason I retired is because coming out of turn, what was it 1, 2, 3, 4? Coming out of turn 4, with my tyres being so hot, I just lit the rears up and they just spun around on me, and yeah, spun around on me and then caused me to crash into the wall.
Just got away from you.
Yeah, it just got away from me, but yeah, so that's me doing comms with you now.
Yeah. Oh, nice new and original idea, and it is just back to how it was. As Mr. Cookie has spun round and has lost a lot of places to that. Maybe SX Perry might be able to get past. No, he doesn't. So Mr. Cookie now sits in ninth place as he gets Larry on the final corner. And I'm a Wild Matt giving some positions back. SX Perry diving down the inside. He takes P8. Obviously being given that position. Possible contact maybe. SX Perry did look like he was coming in quite hot behind Mr. Cookie. And then all of a sudden he was quite far back. So that might be why. However, Mr. Cookie already on the attack again on Wild Matt. He's going to have to switch to the outside of the track. Can't quite get the move done. And he's got his Aston Martin teammate behind him, Hazard, to try and help back him up. He's going down the inside. Big contact made between the Aston Martin and the Williams drivers as they go down into the left-hander. He stays behind for now. And all the other Aston Martin, he had a little look. Hazard had a little look to go down the inside. Elected not to. So they remain in the same order as they have for this race currently.
Driver to watch at the minute is Crazy Dutchman. He's made up 13 positions in the first 3 laps. So it looks like Chaz Knight Rider's DNF'd. Yeah, Crazy Dutchman, 13 positions in the first 3 laps. And he's on the back of Aidan Gray. And Aidan Gray also being on the back of Rick VE17. So definitely a driver to watch. He's now obviously up into the top 6 from being right at the back of the grid. So amazing job by himself.
He has absolutely flown through this pack, probably taken a lot of great opportunities out of some struggling drivers. Quite clearly you have to, as obviously lap 4 now, DRS well and truly in play, as the Williams drivers still managing to hold up these 2 Aston Martins in a valiant effort, as our Henson is now looking to possibly try and close up to this battle up ahead. Crazy Dutchman having a little look. He has made contact with the Haas car and he's cut across completely. I don't think the Haas car. Yeah, I don't think the Haas car really had all that much. And SX Perry, and they've caught their front and back wheel there, and that is Crazy Dutchman's wing completely gone.
So commentator's curse. I said he was doing such a good job, and goes
all
and
of a sudden,
and makes a lunge and doesn't pull off, and now he doesn't have a
two bad corners, and that is it for him. Quick Killer's out of this race, and that does cause a safety car. That is Quick Killer's DNF, and unsurprisingly, that is right in the middle of the track. Very, very dangerous place. And I'm not quite sure how on earth he's managed that. Maybe he's done the same thing as you. Just a corner before and just lit the rears up, spun in, and then he sort of straightened up back onto the track again. But that was quite a hit by the looks of it. He wasn't around anyone, I don't think, so how peculiar. But this closes the pack up, and now I guess Mr. Cookie going around the corner with a little bit of finesse. He lit the rears up, and that makes me wonder. Yes, it is raining. The rain has arrived quite quickly as well. I'm already getting spots on my screen.
Yeah, I've just seen that now as well.
The rain is well and truly in as it's just a glitch. I thought the Mercedes and Aston Martin were about to have a little clip there, and that's a shame. The other Aston Martin that I'm just watching on board now stuck behind. That's always such an unfortunate thing, as there is J-Horse hasn't had time to get into the pit lane, nor has quite a few of the front drivers. So they're going to have to do a whole lap on... Or they might not be able... No, because obviously the safety car's out.
Yeah.
I have to say. So there's a few drivers. Pole, Shoulder, Ryan or R. Henson and J-Horse will all have to pit. However, by the time they get to pitting, a lot of the pack might have caught up, which could possibly lead to them losing a substantial amount of positions. But what's interesting is if you look at the tyre section, the colours everywhere. We've got reds, yellows, whites, greens. Just a shame if someone had decided to go on to the full wets, we'd have had the nice rainbow, but not quite.
I'm just going onto Mechanic Cole's stream and having a look at what happened with him on the first corner. Yeah, no, that wasn't.
I think luckily for some of the front runners here, our hens up to P4, the grid is still some way back, or at least a substantial chunk of it is. Aidan Gray has picked up a 3-second time penalty. He's managed to cut the corner during the safety car, and two drivers staying out. Pole and Shoulder have both elected to stay out on the hard tyres. So has Ricky V. So has Joachim. Why? Wild Matt stayed out. He's on soft.
Maybe they know something we do.
Maybe they know.
Maybe Jeff has said that
short
rain is
temporary.
Yeah. How do you spell coincidence?
Oh god, I'd have to use spell check. You're asking someone who can't spell. Coincidence. Coin.
I've spelt it. It's all good. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, the incident with Mechanic Cole and well, I think 4 of them at the start of the race is it looks like a bit of a racing incident because it was just 4 into 1, just doesn't go.
Or just saying, Rick VE17 going around the hairpin. He got a bit leery. I can't lie. He got a bit leery. So I think the slicks may not last a lot longer in this weather. But if the rain stops, they might just be able to salvage it. Rain is still currently very, very much in play. As everyone lines up. Our drivers that were at the front of the grid, J-Horse and R. Henson, have found themselves in P10 and P11 at this safety car restart, so they are going to have to make up quite a few positions. However, if drivers in the front running positions do decide to pit, then all of a sudden they've actually only got to make a couple of overtakes to get up to the front of the grid again. All they've got to do is close that time back down again, and Pole has gone early as he gets round the second to last and final corner, and we are away again. It is green light racing, and that is someone immediately off. Joachim out of the Grand Prix in the very last corner. He didn't even get to see the green flag. Already out of the race, but he's well and truly off the racing line, so do not expect any incidents. Mechanical Cole also out. He somehow managed to put it out in sector 2. I'm a Wild Matt getting up past Mr. Cookie, so clearly there is still some speed in these tyres. because slicks are still running. However, this track is looking more and more increasingly wet.
I'm very
Definitely
surprised
beginning
that,
to see a couple of puddles forming.
Yeah, I'm very, very
You can
surprised
see
that
a few of these drivers beginning to struggle. Pole getting a very, very bad exit through there. Rick VE17 does manage to get past. Shoulder and Pole ran a little wide through that corner as well, and I don't think it's going to be long before Aero Blake can really kick in these intermediate tyres and absolutely clatter these three drivers who are practically scrambling around the course as we speak right now. But Aero Blake still some way off, 8/10 off of Pole. These three drivers holding it together quite nicely, but Pole's... Yeah, I'm quite impressed by these drivers. They're actually doing quite well.
Aero Blake is just coming up to them very, very quickly.
Yeah. I think sort of more and more as we speak, more and more Aero Blake is beginning to get quicker. As Shoulder and Rick VE17 practically drifting around some of these corners, as Ricky V does manage to get past round that chicane, and two of them pulling in. Rick VE17 still staying out. He's still deciding that this is still slick enough weather. I'm impressed by the bravery, but he's got Aero Blake 1.7 seconds behind him. Let's see how much that closes down over the next lap.
Yeah,
it's 1.6 already. 1. He did. That was a tank slapper.
And sliding. Yeah, this is good to watch actually, because this will see how skillfully he is in this wet weather on slick tyres. I tell you what, he's going fairly fast.
He is. He's keeping Aero Blake at a distance. He's keeping him. They're keeping the deltas the same.
Yeah, and
that's an impressive save there. He's managed to keep the car somehow going in a straight line, but in doing so,
really
he's lost 0.6 of a second, and now you can see the spray actually coming up from the cars. All of a sudden, you know this man, he's going to be really struggling in this weather. Aero Blake hunting him down. He's got
everywhere.
Understeer, oversteer, not making braking points, only just manages to grab the apex there, and just having to wait so long to get on the power. Aero Blake gonna go to the inside. Is he gonna get the move done? Ricky V isn't gonna put up without a fight. He's gonna stay in front. This guy completely got no control of this car whatsoever, but we come round the chicane, he's still in front. This AlphaTauri is holding on for dear life as it is still slipping and sliding all over the place. Going in under the bridge is the only point where he's going to have more grip.
Yeah, because it's dry.
It's the only bit under a bit of cover. Still going round, still holding on. Is it now that he finally decides? Yes, he does come into the pit lane. The AlphaTauri finally admitting defeat, but he was very, very close to clipping the wall as he came in. So that means Aero Blake's now front runner by a considerable margin.
And we've got a Haas 1-2.
We do indeed. Aidan Gray has found himself in P2, but with Mr. Cookie, J-Horse and our Henson behind him, could lead to some challenges in keeping them behind, to say the very least. These are some of the quickest drivers we have. They ain't going to put up with that fight, are they?
No, and Jay Hall's obviously the biggest loser from pitting to put the intermediates on, because he was well in the lead, but now he's down into P4, and the drivers ahead of him have obviously got those intermediates on as well. Aidan Gray is driver of the day so far, making up 14 positions.
Impressive.
And pitting obviously just at the right time with the safety car and everything. And Never Fit Andy Sears picked up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. He's up into P6. That's a great result for him there. I think that's his finished. That's his highest position so far. But yeah, as we've got Crazy Dutchman also trying to make up more time. He's now back into P7, one position off where he was before the safety car, before the rain even hit. So I guess he can't be too upset with that one. But yeah, it's good to see everyone's just about keeping it on track for the minute.
Yeah.
Crazy Dutchman's picked up a penalty now, so that he's not going to be too happy about that.
Yeah, and what's even great to see is, you say, keeping it on track. Some of these drivers are really having to work with the car. I just saw Mr. Cookie. He was still on intermediate tyres, nonetheless, still getting Larry through one of the chicanes down in sector 3. So it shows that conditions out there aren't plain sailing at all. But Aero Blake doing a phenomenal job as we speak. He's pulled 5 seconds to his teammate, so he is absolutely miles from everyone else. Even if Aiden can't hold P2, what he can do is he can hold these people behind and just give Aero Blake as much physical time as possible, which will be probably his agenda right now. He's got Mr. Cookie right behind him and J-Horse right behind him, but some areas of this track are much easier to overtake than others, and you've got to absolutely nail the corner prior to be able to even think about making a move. There is a yellow flag in sector 1. I think that's SX Perry that stopped. Yes, I think he's spun out. As Jimmy Jags as well, they've all overtaken him. SX Perry now falls to the back of the grids. He is P15, which means we've had 5 drivers out of this race so far. Not
bad, considering we've had the lap 1 incident, safety car, and also rain now. So
yeah. we're doing surprisingly well. There's J-Horse. Sorry, J-Horse has had an absolute stinker of a corner. He's fallen back nearly a second to Mr. Cookie, but Mr. Cookie's just picked up a penalty, gotten another little tank stopper exactly where he did last time. So it's clear that even some of the most experienced or some of the quickest drivers here are still not finding it easy.
Crazy Dutchman's binned it into the corner going into the tunnel, and he has lost his front wing for the 2nd time this race. So completely his own fault there. He just outbraked himself in the wet weather. Obviously just trying to make up as much time on Neverfit and his here as possible, and has just completely ruined his race even more now, and goes across the pit lane entry onto the main bit of the track and then cuts back over. Obviously went in there too fast with that front wing and just no control. But yeah, into the pits to get a new set of inters and also replace his front wing. So from bad to worse, this race is going for him, to be honest.
Yeah, not going his way whatsoever. The only man this is really going well for, to say, is Aero Blake, who's now pulled a 7-second gap to his teammate. So he is really flying in this wet weather. He knows what he's doing around Singapore, especially in the wet as well, which is somewhere which you wouldn't usually consider to practice too much in the wet.
No.
Clearly he has done a few laps because he knows exactly what he's doing. He's absolutely nailing it.
We've got a 4-car battle now for P2. R. Henson, J.
Henson has joined.
Yeah, so R. Henson, J. Hawes, Mr. Cookie, and Aiden Gray. Obviously, Aiden Gray at the front of this pack. No DRS, so they won't have any benefit of that whatsoever. So it is purely on pace and driving skill in this race.
I was going to say, this is nothing but beneficial for Aero Blake, is it? And J-Horse getting very Larry out of the first of the double chicanes. Very, very Larry. He does somehow manage to keep his position to R. Henson, but he got completely on the other side of the track before managing to reverse it and getting himself back onto the racing line before hitting the tunnel. So lucky for him, because he could have lost out on a position, or he could have lost out on his entire race. So he's struggling quite a bit. He's found that corner difficult, but so has Mr. Cookie. So down in sector 3, that's a pretty dangerous location. People are struggling at it quite clearly.
Struggling with this rain, yeah, indeed. But it's Aiden Gray, obviously just about hanging on up 14 positions. So as the game will give him driver of the day so far with making up that many positions. Just about managing to keep Mr. Cookie behind. Mr. Cookie, I believe, uses traction control, so I don't know what assists Aidan Gray uses, but I know Mr. Cookie uses traction control and possibly ABS because he is on a controller. So he will have benefit, and we've had a spit.
Never fear, Andy's here.
No,
he was doing so well, and that is a full course safety car.
Second one.
It is. Oh yeah, okay, fair enough. That is. How on earth's he managed that? He's completely binned it into the wall. Hasn't really made the corner whatsoever. Yeah, if you see where he is just by looking at one of the other cars, he's been absolutely. Yeah, it's an interesting spot. Just completely binned it into that wall there. However, this is bad for Aero Blake, who elects to pull in to the pits. Aero Blake has pitted. So has Mr. Cookie. What are they pitting? Is it fresh inters?
Yeah.
Or is it? Or is it wet?
Where are they? So they've got quite a big gap between them and the next kind of big group of people. So maybe they're thinking.
Aero's going to come out P4.
Jay Horse has got a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car.
Oh.
So he went too fast under his delta.
Can I mention Mr. Cookie has put on a set of mediums?
What?
Mr. Cookie's put on a set of mediums.
That must be a mistake.
It has to be a mistake.
Unless he.
No, he's slipping and sliding all over the place. Well and truly,
unless
no
Jeff
traction.
Has said that it's going to be drying up, and he's played an absolute blinder.
He's got no traction out there. He's slipping around the corner. No, he's got no traction.
But maybe by the time by the time the safety car comes in, it could be dry.
I can't lie.
We don't know.
Around that right-hander down the first DRS straight of the lap, he had to lift. He had to lift in 7th. Otherwise, he was going to lose. He was going to lose it. He's well and truly. To be honest, I'm going to watch him just because this is car control at its finest. Just wiggling all over the place.
Even just under the safety car, we're just watching the OP car control. I thought he was going to go into the wall there, but
does he hold it? He does hold it. He does get the brakes on in time. He's just running such low revs. He risks spinning the tyres so easily as I'm bound. He's going to get a little Larry. No, he's taking it so cautiously as to not lose any grip whatsoever. Just aquaplaning at every single point on the track. Just, got a little kink there. Pole getting very, very close to the back of him. Then again, that is unsurprising. He is on he's on reasonably fresh intermediates, 4 laps old.
Do you reckon he'll even catch the safety car before it comes in?
No, because he'll switch on to a new set of inters, so he'll go another 20 seconds back. Probably be sat with SX Perry and Crazy Dutchman.
Do you think he's going to pit? Definitely.
Sure, no, he has to. He's got no grip.
Hang on, he's not.
Oh my god, he's staying out.
So Jeff has definitely said.
Oh my god, he's staying out. No.
I can guarantee you, Jeff has said that it's going to be dry in 5 minutes.
That is right. Okay, I'm Wild Matt. Pole, both pitted. Both pitted for medium tyres.
As well.
Strategic masterclass inbound. Both pitted for mediums. Both have boxed for medium tyres.
And Mr. Cookie is now on the back of the safety car
pack.
Group, so
is the rain stopping?
Well, it doesn't look like it, but the safety car should be coming in this lap, I think. And I mean, it's not going to dry enough for them to be. Maybe he's thinking he doesn't need it to dry too much, to then hopefully the Inter guys will carry on, and then hopefully he'll be within a pit stop, and just take P1.
Yes.
This is a risky
So yeah,
strategy
as we speak, 3 drivers have elected to try this strategy. One of the most bonkers things I think I've ever seen, with Mr. Cookie deciding to do it first. He currently sits P8 in the safety car pack. The rain still coming down from the sky, so we've not got stopped rain just yet, which means the ground is going to continuously get wet.
Yeah.
So we're not. The rain's not stopping.
This is the thing. This is like,
cars are still very much bringing up a substantial amount of spray.
if you haven't done so, anyone watching, please leave a like on the stream and subscribe. Be much appreciated. Safety car, is it in this lap, or I haven't seen a message for it?
No. I haven't seen it. It's going round another lap.
Wow. So, another lap for the track to dry. If it is drying at all.
The rain stopped.
I think
it's so difficult to tell. It's stopped.
It has.
The rain has stopped.
Oh.
Whilst I'm still getting drips on my screen, I think that's because of the spray.
It is. If you go onto the broadcast feed, it's not raining at all. And we've had J Horse pit, and also Jimmy Jags. Jimmy Jags 7 is penalty, but J Horse is pitted and he's on mediums. But he's all the way down into P8, P10, P9, P11, P12, P11.
P11 he's going to come out of. He's unfortunately not quite been able to jump this pack.
No.
He's still finding it a little difficult out there, but we're now on a track which is no longer getting wet. It's now a fully dry atmosphere. It's now up to the cars to dry this track out, and we have P1 to P6 all running intermediate tyres. They will dry the track up quickly, unless they all elect to pit, and that will leave Mr. Cookie P1 and Pole P2. J Horse will probably then fall into P3, and I'm a Wild Matt will fall to P4, even though he's in P14 currently.
He's literally going to make up 10 positions in just from everyone else pitting. That is
by doing absolutely nothing.
Just by pitting and putting on mediums. Oh, Rick VE has spun it and is going just doing a couple of circles. Getting himself back in a straight line, and safety car is in this lap. Ladies and gentlemen, are we about to witness one of the greatest strategic masterclasses of all time? The rain has stopped. The track is still quite damp. Spray is still being pulled up. Is it time for the intermediates to be gone? Is it time for slicks just yet? Few drivers are saying yes. A lot are still saying no. Will these drivers then decide to pull in? Why is it that Aiden, Arhenson and Hazard are so far away from Aeroblake? Aeroblake's really going slowly. Like, really slowly. Just letting them all go. I know what it's for. Which I don't think, I'm not too sure is allowed. I don't know if we made a rule on it.
I think he's holding... No, he's caught up.
No, okay, no, yeah, fair, he's caught up. And he's going.
Aiden's gone, Ryan's gone, Hazard's gone, Aeroblake's pitted, Mr. Cookie's gone, obviously. Aeroblake's the first man to pit. And along with Shoulder. So those two have both decided to pull into the pit lane, which leaves Aiden, Arhenton and Hazard, the 3 intermediate drivers, out at the front. I'm a Wild Matt's got a 3-second time penalty. Mr. Cookie still running in P4. He's got Rick VE17 right on the inside of him, and he will have it. He will have the position, but he can just now stick to the back of Rick VE17. And a pit stop's roughly about 20 seconds, maybe 18, 17 seconds. So long as he can hold a 17-second gap in the next few laps, he's still got that P1. And right now
But
it seems he knows how to drive in the wet. We've seen that. He's got good car control.
yeah, it's touch and go now between
It's so touch and go.
dries, and because I tell you what, Mr. Cookie is not being dropped by Rick at all at the moment.
He's keeping up.
He is
Well and
keeping
truly
up.
keeping up.
So the track is
And
drying
I'm
very quickly.
I'm beginning to see a dry line forming in some corners.
Yeah.
The dry line is beginning to form. Who was that spun? That was Aidan Gray that spun. That we were yet to mention. Aero Blake's gone to softs. He's the only driver that's decided soft tyres is the way forward. Everyone else has gone mediums, which is an interesting call from him.
Yeah.
Maybe he's expecting another safety car in these drying conditions and
Possibly,
hoping
yeah.
for the best. However, so far we've had pretty good racing. As Mr. Cookie going down the inside on Rick VE17 doesn't quite make the move work, but intermediates are no longer the choice of tyre. Mr. Cookie goes straight up into P1 and guns very wide out of the final corner. But he is now winning this race with pole right behind him as well. The man who also took that opportunity just a lap later than Mr. Cookie. He finds himself up into P2. Other drivers including... Where's J-Horse? J-Horse is also in the pits.
Yeah, he's pitted.
I think he's serving his penalty.
Oh, right.
He's serving his penalty. Let's see where other people jump out. Essex Perry's still on intermediates. Aero Blake's
20 seconds behind.
But 20 seconds or 13. Yeah. God, that is a long way back.
Sorry.
No, sorry. I'm looking at interval. You're looking at to gap to leader.
Ah, right.
However, he's hunting. Essex
He
Perry
is
down.
on obviously fresher tyres now.
He's on push.
Yeah.
Because he's just gaining. Doing nothing short but gaining on SX right now. However, he'll be slow.
Remember the start of the safety car when we said, Mr. Cookie's made a mistake.
Yeah.
Mr. Cookie's
this has to be a mistake.
Surely.
Surely.
Be a mistake. We were waiting for him to pit again to put
and then he
inters on.
didn't.
And then he didn't.
And it's worked so well. And now he's pulling a decent gap to pole as well. He is well and truly storming ahead.
If he can keep it out the barrier, he has pulled a blinder. But how many seconds is his penalties? 3 seconds. So he needs to get 3 seconds ahead of pole.
Right now, by the looks of it, he's pulled 7/10 that lap. Aidan Gray just overtaken Jimmy Jaggs, one of the last drivers on intermediate, clearly struggling quite a lot. Essex Perry now coming into the pits. He was the other one. Aero Blake now officially moves up onto the podium position and a casual 19 seconds back from the leader. So he has got his work cut out for him. And so has the rest of the grid. Shoulder just behind that. I'm a Wild Matt in P5. R. Henson in P6, but maybe not for long. There's an Aston Martin right on his tail. And that is Hazard. Rick in P8 and J-Horse P9. Has he gotten rid of that penalty? Yes, he has. He's now only got 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Scotty in P10. The Crazy Dutchman all the way in P11. Could he make a move?
Jimmy Jaggs is only just pitting now for mediums.
Yeah. And that is the Crazy Dutchman going up the inside of the DRS straight. Didn't quite make it work. For some reason, he closed his DRS down that straight. Don't ask me why.
Maybe just to back off, because he's on softs and Scotty's on mediums, so he knows that he's got the pace just on tyres alone. So I think maybe he's just biding his time. And
yeah, I was about to say, surely he'd want to get past. He was in a good enough position. He is just... He's practically on the gearbox of Scotty going around these corners, so he's probably going to try and have him here. Yes, he takes the later apex. He gets on the accelerate on the quick pedal nice and early. Is Scotty going to defend? No, he's not. He just storms up the inside. Crazy Dutchman takes P10. Hazard's got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Does that bring him up any more penalties? No, that is his first penalty of the day. Mr.
Jay
Cookie
Hawes.
is now technically winning this race, or even with penalties.
Yes. And Jay Hawes right on the back of Rick VE17, and who is on the back of R. Henson as well. So DRS in use now, but can't quite catch just yet. I'm quite gutted I missed this race and crashed so early on, because it would have been a good race to give my perspective as a driver, especially with the changing conditions. And talking about strategy, it's going to go 3 wide. Oh no, Jay Horse just backs off.
And it's going to be Rick that gets through. Jay Horse is on hard tyres. We should keep you notified. And he's going to try the switchback, but no. Good traction from Rick, gets himself comfortably up into P7. Now Henson's got to worry about Jay Horse. He's not really in the best of positions to attack because he's going to the end now. He doesn't want to pit again. And
there you go. Pole has just picked up 3-second time penalty. So now Mr. Cookie doesn't really have to worry about pole penalties at all.
Yeah, and Rick locking up into the hairpin could be the opportunity for Henson, but he looks like he's backed off there. Does
Jay Horse go up the move? No, it doesn't make the move up the inside of R. Henson.
R. Henson's got good DRS right now, so in those sort of particular places, he's just comfortably in front, isn't he?
Yeah, and you know, Jay Horse is really thinking about the championship. I know he's only in 9th, so he's only going to pick up 2 points, but even so, he's so far ahead in the championship that's all he needs to do is just consistently pick up points, not retire, not do anything too dangerous, and he'll win the championship either this race or the next race, or you know, it's not going to go down to the wire, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But he just needs to just bide his time. He's in no rush for the championship. He's going to win it. There's no doubt about that. But he should have DRS on R. Henson now, as I don't think R. Henson's close enough to Rick to be able to have DRS. No, he's not. So, and R. Henson's also harvesting energy. So easy move there from Jay Hawes under DRS, just makes it nice and simple, really.
And the soft tyres of Crazy Dutchman also getting involved in this now. Hot on the back. He'll be looking to make a move nice and quickly. Aero Blake as well, should also mention, he is steaming through this track currently, just clawing down nearly a lap to pole. Obviously, pole be pulling away quite a lot, so he's only gained about a second in the last few laps to Mr. Cookie. So he's only looking really for. He's gone in a little too tight there. However, he's right on the racing line, so that is a safety car. Unsurprisingly, that is a safety car.
And I tell you what, this is. What's it? 11 laps now to the end.
Yeah.
So
bad for Mr. Cookie. Great for Aero Blake.
But do we now see them pit for soft tyres?
I wouldn't be surprised to see Aero Blake switch to a new set of softs, because he's on an old set of softs right now.
Shoulder is the first of the top drivers to pit, and I'm on board with him right now, and I'm going to see he's putting on fresh mediums. Yeah, so maybe he doesn't think that softs are going to go all the way.
Which is interesting, because we've got 11 laps to go, including this one. Take 3 laps off. 8 laps.
Safety car, yeah. That's soft tyre territory. That is, especially being new.
Not only is that soft tyre territory, that's soft tyre territory for a 25% race.
Yeah.
That is optimal softs.
I tell you what, though.
What?
The safety car, actually, Mr. Cookie is absolutely fine. Look where the safety car is on the track. Mr. Cookie's passed the safety car before it came out, so he's got a free pit stop actually, and so does Pole.
Oh yeah. Because
he's fine. He didn't have to pit immediately, and actually he's doing another lap. So another lap less on soft tyres. He's got to pit for softs now.
If he's going to pit, it will be pitting now. And I can't see any reason to not pit.
He's coming in.
He does. He pulls into the pit lane. Now it's just a matter of, is Pole going to do the same? Yes, yes he does, unsurprisingly.
Yes. So on board with Mr. Cookie, it looks like the Red Wall tyres are softs.
It is indeed, and it's a wing change. So Mr. Cookie was running a bad wing.
Aero Blake's also pitting because there's loads of time between him and the next car because they haven't caught the safety car yet.
Literally loads of time. Days.
So Aero Blake will put on fresh softs to the end. This is spicy.
This is going to be. It's a sprint to the end, isn't it? Scotty does manage to get past Aero Blake, but that'll be the only man to get past Aero Blake.
And also on mediums.
Yes. And considering Aero Blake is the only driver that's running Red Wall tyres without a penalty to his name, means that he is in nothing short of, whilst he's in the worst of these four positions, he's got one of the best chances of winning this race.
Absolutely. He'll have ultimate pace.
Yeah.
And if he can stay within 3 seconds of Mr. Cookie, he's won it anyway.
Yeah.
Pole actually pitted and put new mediums on, which is very, very surprising.
Yeah.
Shoulders put new mediums on, Hazard's on new mediums.
Maybe these guys
don't
have fresh softs.
Yeah, that's what I just
thought.
Although,
to be honest, I reckon even if you've done a qualifying, even if you use quali softs, they should be able to last 8 laps, surely. They'll be a little bit old towards the end, but I still don't think...
I think so.
Mediums would be quicker.
No, not for the short amount of time that the race is going to be.
Yeah.
They'll be quicker for the last 2 laps, maybe, and that's it.
Yeah. By that point, they'd have already pulled a nice 5-6 second gap.
Yeah.
It's not going to be 3 seconds quicker, are they? They're going to be maybe half a tenth. Oh,
no,
half a second.
Yeah.
As Aero Blake absolutely tearing his engine to pieces going down that back straight.
Obviously, loads of fuel on board.
Yep.
Burning as much fuel as he can, because we've had now, this is the second safety car.
Mm-hmm.
So burning as much fuel as he can on throttle in the lowest gear, trying to have as little fuel as possible towards the end of the race when the safety car comes in.
We're going round for another lap of safety car, so it will be the start of lap 24 at a minimum, which means we'll only have 7 laps of racing.
Soft tyres, I'm telling you.
It's softs all the way. It really is, it's softs all the way. I don't think there's any logical reason to be on medium tyres right now, but if you're on medium tyres, you may as well stick with them.
Yeah.
There is nothing short of there's 0 point in going onto a fresh set of softs now. R. Henson hasn't had the best of races, maybe down to luck. So has Rick. They're down P10 and P11. They were doing quite well, and then another safety car has just thrown it all on his head. Actually caused by an incident with R. Henson.
Do you know what? This race has just gone upside down so bloody quickly, because remember where Aidan Gray was?
He was P2 and then he spun it.
Yeah. And
then
Aaron
he fell
Blake
to
was
the bottom.
Jay Hawes is in 7th.
Yeah.
He was in the lead.
Yep. Jay Hawes started this race on pole.
On
and
pole,
he's P7 right now. And it's so mental. Every single time we've thought, oh right, the race is beginning to settle down, that is when it goes wrong again.
Yeah,
right?
And there's just no predicting it.
Yeah,
it's just been so unpredictable that we didn't know.
Yeah, what did we have? We had our first dry safety car. So safety car in the dry, and then
it changed, didn't it?
The wet came. Did the wet come after the safety car or during?
After.
It came just after, and then everyone boxed to inters, and we saw some people leave on slicks for so long. and then another safety car, and then we saw the slick, nothing short of a slick strategy. And then we thought, all right, well, Mr. Cookie's got it from here. He's no chance of him losing it. Pole's 6 seconds back. Aero Blake's 20. And then all of a sudden another safety car, and everyone's now pitted onto fresh softs. And it's a sprint to the finish. Again. And we are going racing again. It is down to Mr. Cookie. When does he decide to go? He does decide to go straight through the apex. That is when he hits the throttle. And we're away and green once again, looking at the top 4 primarily. These are the boys in with a shout of winning this race. Don't forget Scotty as well. He's also penaltyless, so he can pick up a P2 here today quite easily, a P1 if he's lucky. But right now, Aero Blake can't deal with the people in front. He's got shoulder right on his shoulder to worry about.
Very good.
But he gets him under control and now can push towards the front of the field. Looking back, it's very, very tight in the middle. The Ferrari J-Horse has held position off of the start, but that middle pack is very, very close to one another, and they're all running completely different tyres, aren't they? They're all on, all running some mediums, some soft. I'm a Wild Matt's running soft. 3 drivers in front running mediums, so there is a lot of medium drivers out there. I'm a Wild Matt will be trying to get through as many people as possible to gain as much time as possible on such ideal tyres. Absolutely storming into the hairpin, I'm a Wild Matt was. Somehow managed to get it slowed down in time. No moves looking to be made. So most drivers staying where they are right now. Aiden Gray's fallen to the back of the grids.
Do you know? Oh no, Aero
Blake has picked up
time penalty.
Oh, shakes it up. Now it's only Scotty. Yeah. Scotty is the only man without a penalty.
Do you know what? Scotty got involved in lap 1, turn 1 incidents with Chaz Knight Rider, Mechanic Cole, and also I think it was Quick Killers. And he is now into P3 and could potentially win this. No, he can't. He's 3.9 seconds behind, and he's just about to get overtaken by Aero Blake, or is he? No, he's not. Scotty brakes just late enough on those mediums to keep Aero Blake behind.
Great bit of defense.
Yeah, but Aero Blake is really on the back of him now. He's going to go around the outside into turn 4. He does try it. He gives him just enough room on the inside, and looks like he's made that move stick. But now Scotty is under pressure from Shoulder, and Shoulder is going past Scotty, and in the slipstream of Aero Blake, Scotty's sending out the inside, very late move there. But,
and he gets a 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, just keeps it together and is now into the back of Jay Hawes. So in about 3 corners, he's gone from P3 to P6. He's lost 3 positions, and he's got pressure from I'm a Wild Matt, who's right behind him as well now.
I think he must have a bit of damage. He's driving quite slowly, I think.
Possibly.
But it's absolute chaos towards the back here. And it's a move down the inside, but I think that's the Aston Martin that's managed to get himself up a position. The AlphaTauri pulling out to the opposite side of the track. I think that's just to get into some clean air, to be able to get the foot down. I'm a Wild Matt holding P7, Hazard and Rick P8, P9. Towards the back of the grid, it is quite chaotic. Over towards the front, Aero Blake nicely catching up towards pole. He's managed to close down about a second's gap there. However, it's a long way to Mr. Cookie. Mr. Cookie is well and truly
4.4 seconds.
He's used this time so wisely to be able to storm in front. And it's now just up to Aero Blake to try and get this move done as quickly as possible. Pole moving around at the front.
I think he did have damage.
Yeah, I think that was a bit inevitable. He was just driving so slowly, it's almost impossible for him to not have it.
Yeah.
However, Aero Blake running a lot of ERS, currently got 76 in the bank, and now with DRS enabled on this lap, he absolutely storms past pole. So, a hunt to the end. We have 5 laps remaining and a 4-second gap between the front 2 runners. Aero Blake is going to have to put on speed.
He's going to have to put in the race of his life. It's going to have to be quali laps after quali laps after quali laps. It looks like he is pushing.
He's quali
definitely pushing.
He's quali lapping.
The lines that he took through that section there over the curbs, trying to cut them as much as possible.
Half a second gained already.
Oof.
Nearly a second gained already. Mr. Cookie's obviously had some sort of mistake through that hairpin, because he gained nearly 3/10 just on the exit there. All of a sudden, Aero Blake, it'll be 4 laps to go and only 3 seconds really to deal with. However, he then also has to overtake him. But if he can leave a lap spare to overtake him, that'll be exactly what he aims to do. Aero Blake just foot to the floor, storming through here right now. He is on the drive of his life. J-Horse right behind pole now as well. Let's watch on board with him. See whether he can get the move done down into turn 1. No, he's not. He's going to elect to stay back and wait for the back straight, unsurprisingly. I think
We've
that
got Hazard
is...
making a move on Rick Ev up into turn 1, but... Hazard making a move on I'm a Wild Matt into turn 1, but I'm a Wild Matt keeps the position, staying around the outside, which turned into the inside and then the outside. But holding that position for now. Hazard does have DRS, and he's only got 5% of DRS, so not a lot. They are both harvesting. Oh, and we've got Rick making a move up the inside of Hazard, making the move stick as well. Fantastic move there by Rick. Nice into P7 for Rick.
And as you were speaking, J-Horse managed to get up in front of pole, so J-Horse now sits P3, so he's got himself back on the podium, and there is a driver stopped. It was Scotty. He's wingless and on the front straight, so yeah, Scotty without a front wing once again. And Mr. Cookie struggling badly through that hairpin. He's lost nearly half a second to Aero Blake through that hairpin alone, and I think that is Scotty out of the race.
Yeah.
He is, I think, either just driven straight into the wall at turn 1 or pulled over and DNF'd, because that is where he is stopped. And it's 1.5 seconds between these two drivers now.
They're on the same tyre.
They are on the same tyre. Aero Blake just knows this track that bit better, I think. Which is surprising, because their quali times weren't that far apart. I think they were split by about, 0.009 seconds or something?
Yeah.
Something stupid like that. They were that
Mr.
close
Cookie's
to each other.
Wide. Mr. Cookie went wide and lost about 4/10 there, so Aero Blake is now in DRS range and will have DRS onto the back straight. Yeah, DRS wide open. He's got plenty of ERS as well, so if he needs to fight...
A hell of a lot more than Mr. Cookie as well. He's got 40%, Mr. Cookie's got 20. Got nearly double the amount of ERS, so I think Aero Blake is well and truly in the advantage here right now. But if Mr. Cookie can hold him up through some of the corners, then all of a sudden it could be an interesting fight to the end here. Mr. Cookie going defensive, even just on that straight. He's risking absolutely nothing. I think the only real points that he has to be particularly worried about is sort of really the DRS straights. Other than that, it's difficult to make a move around here. Unless you just absolutely nail the apex like that. Oh, he spun it!
Oh.
Aero Blake spins out of the apex of the hairpin. He finds himself down into P5 and most likely devastated after working so hard to get onto the back of Mr. Cookie and just losing grip on the exit. He was doing so well through that corner. You could clearly see that he is taking so much later of an apex than Mr. Cookie, and you could just see he was going to take so much speed through there. But
I'll tell you what now,
J-Horse
1.8 seconds behind, because they were it was catching quite quickly, and I think Mr. Cookie was making a few mistakes because he was... Oh, has he got damage? Has Mr. Cookie got damage? Because he's really struggling.
He's slow, isn't he? He is slow.
I think he's got front wing damage, you know.
I can't see visible damage, annoyingly.
He's just lost 3/10 into turn 4 or 5 it is. And let's just see how much he loses now. He lost another 10th. Yeah, Mr. Cookie has got damage. Definitely.
Yeah, I think it's difficult to say that he wouldn't. He is losing a significant amount of time. I'm trying to look on his front wing to see if
me too.
I can spot anything, but end plates are still there. Sides, I mean, I don't really know my front wing all that well, but I know that most of the bits that are supposed to be there are there. J-Horse right behind Mr. Cookie. He's going to have to go to the outside. Gets denied by Mr. Cookie, but he's gone too deep. J-Horse sneaks it in on the lovely little switchback on lap 29 of 31. The lead changes once again. Just not who we were expecting it to be. J-Horse takes the lead as Mr. Cookie picks up another 3-second time penalty. So he's now racked up 6 seconds of penalties. And that means Shoulder currently holds P2 by about 0.8 of a second.
Oof. And I tell you what, Aeroblake's gone back into P4. Pole was in P3 and has now he's lost his front wing somewhere, or he's got some sort of damage. And I think he's just gonna, he's definitely got damage, but he's just gonna keep going into the end of the race. There's no point pitting and losing all those positions. As we've got Hazard making a move on I'm a Wild Matt into turn 1, side by side, going side by side. I'm a Wild Matt squeezes him off the track, but Hazard is still around the outside,
and
hanging on in there.
Also right there behind the Williams, so he might try and get up into this. Hazard has a little look up the inside, tried it.
All three of these drivers are friends in real life as well.
That's going to cause for quite the battle. No, it's only going to be 2 wide. One of the Williams elects to hold back, and they do make a bit of contact. That allows the other Williams to possibly get in on there. Just gets denied straight out of there, and Hazard makes the move round. He manages to get the position, and our Henson can capitalise off of Armour Wild Matt's mistake. He goes down the inside, but can get it done before he even hits it. And Mr. Cookie is out of the race. He has gone off at the hairpin. He's clipped that inside wall there and just gone straight out, and we go to green immediately. Shoulder P2 right as we speak. Aero Blake currently still P3. So, however, I know I could say Aero Blake can still get the move done here. However, then he'd have to pull 3 seconds, which would be challenging to say the least. With a lap to go, unless they have quite a strong racing incident in which Aero Blake somehow manages to luck his way out of it. I can't see this going his way. I think he will take P3 unless anything happens, unless Shoulder makes a mistake. We've seen that it's possible when under pressure. DRS obviously well and truly in play. Not the best of runs through there for Aero Blake. He's got full ERS usage. Shoulder has no ERS, and he goes down the insides on those soft tyres. They do make contact. Shoulder leaving very little room for Aero Blake to go. Aero Blake's going to have to go round the outside here. Shoulder nearly pushing him into the wall. The two go side by side in a space where there's really only room for one car, so it's very, very difficult to not make mistakes there. Shoulder had a little look up the inside, elected not to go for it as they now head in towards this famous hairpin.
And I'm going to just finish this race off. As we see Jay Hawes, he is in P1 and is going to finish in P1. Finishing in P1 means that he wins the championship, and an absolutely faultless drive from him with 4 races still to go. Sorry. He's played an absolute blinder, being consistently at the top all season long, and he's a real credit to himself and to the Bear Racing League as he slows down over the line, weaving and wins the season 1 of Bear Racing League. Congratulations, Jay Hawes.
Champion of the world! He's done it. The Ferrari has done it. It'll be open probably for the same thing in the real one. I guess we won't know for that for another few months. But the fireworks are out for him today. Number 20. Drivers' champion. Shoulder does take P2 back after the time penalty given to Aero Blake. Aero Blake still manages to get P3 out of this helter-skelter of a race. R. Henson came across P4 and Essex Perry P5. Hazard P6, Pole P7. I'm a Wild Matt P8. Aidan Gray P9. And our final driver today, the Red Bull of Jimmy Jags, comes across in P10. And it's always a heartwarming one. There's not many drivers left, but every single driver today picks up a point. And you just feel they have worked so hard just to stay in this race. You have to hand it to them. And they all very, very much deserve a point for finishing the race. So
Absolutely.
a race where it has been dry, wet, dry, with safety cars and strategy moves that both of us thought were mistakes.
Yeah. But the one who made the strategy call first, unfortunately DNF'd Mr. Cookie. I suppose that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes.
That's such a bad pun.
Oh God! There you are.
So
there
we've
J-Hawes.
had the cookie crumble, and we've had shoulder
The
on his
shoulder on the shoulder. Yeah, this has been a great race of puns.
It has. It really has.
But there you go. J-Hawes in the Ferrari winning the Drivers' Championship. Bear Racing League Season 1. He has done it. With 4 races to go, he's absolutely smashed it out of the park. Congratulations to him once again. Yeah, incredible driving all season long, and I've had some battles with him. It's a shame that I couldn't have fought him to the end, but yeah, I think I could have given him a run for his money, but I just made a few mistakes at the start, but yeah, nothing to take away from what he's done all season, and we go into the last 4 rounds with him champion, and now we set him a challenge. We set him a challenge for the last 4 races, last to first challenge.
I like that idea.
I think this evening deserves the top 3, J-Hawes, Shoulder, and Era Blake, to join us in the chat, and we can send a massive congratulations to J-Hawes live. If I can find them, who was it?
J-Hawes, Shoulder, and Arrow.
Shoulder.
And can I also mention, Shoulder started P17.
Wow. I would say driver of the day, but I think driver of the day goes to J-Hawes for winning the championship.
I reckon we have 2 driver of the days.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I think those 2 deserve driver of the day as much as each other. Obviously, J-Horse has managed to wrap up a championship in a race where it very much looked like he wasn't going to. But as well, P17 to P2 is quite a feat.
That recovery drive from J-Hawes, from being on pole and then being down in P7 after the safety cars.
Practically spent, about 90% of the race in the midfield? And then just
trying to keep it clean.
Changed it back.
Yeah, just
really, really well.
Kept himself clean, kept himself on the track, and ends up winning the championship. And as we have the top 3 joining now, J-Hawes will come straight to you. Massive, massive, massive congratulations on being the Bear Racing League Season 1 champion with 4 races to go.
Thank you very much. I'm pretty buzzing right now, but I don't really know what's going on. I'll be honest. I haven't slept in about 32 hours, and that was probably one of the most. I don't know what the word would be. The stupidest race I think I've ever done in my entire life.
Absolutely. And what a race to win the championship on, though. From being on pole and then dropping down into P7, obviously due to safety car and weather changing conditions, and then just keeping your nose clean was the aim of the game, I think. And with obviously Mr. Cookie crumbling towards the end of the race and literally his car crumbling, puts you into P2, gives you that fire in your belly to then chase for P1, and you manage to do it, and you go and win the championship. How are you feeling right now?
Tired.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm pretty happy. That was intense. I mean, you said I kept it clean, but I mean, I did get a drive through, didn't I, for
You did, yeah.
speeding under the safety car. I was looking at the football scores on my phone. um, yeah, but it was just, especially during the rain. I think there was about four of us, kind of in a queue. Obviously, it's pretty hard to overtake in the rain around here,
Yeah.
and it was just about keeping it clean, trying not to run into the back of anyone, get any stupid penalties, and yeah, it was. I mean, there was so many weather changes. Well, it was two weather changes, I guess, and so many safety cars. It's just,
Mm.
I can't really remember what just happened.
Did you so when you saw Mr. Cookie pit under the safety car right at the start of the safety car when it was still very wet for mediums? Did you think that was a 3000 IQ strategy call, or did you think, what are you doing?
I didn't. I didn't notice him. Did he pit for mediums right at the start?
Yeah, right at the start of the safety car, he pitted for
Wow.
mediums. Obviously, Jeff had told him that the rain was stopping, and literally 2 laps later, after the safety car comes in, he's in P1 with 20 seconds buffer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, wow. Jeff didn't tell me that, so thanks a lot, Jeff. Um, yeah, I only did it because I knew I had the drive through, and I thought, if I pit for mediums now, that's probably going to make up the most time if I've then got to go for the drive through. And
Mm,
luckily, I took my drive through at the same time that everyone else pitted, so I ended up jumping positions in the pits.
yeah.
Um, um, and uh, yeah, and yeah, what happened after that? Um,
Just a crazy race.
it's nuts,
Characteristics.
crazy stuff.
Oh, I can't lie. You've covered the majority of it, but I will say this: were like during the race, obviously you started on pole,
Yeah.
put in a really solid lap, like so close to P2. You must have been on your edge of your seat when you saw those timing sheets. But you were comfortably leading, and then it all went a little bit wrong. Would at any point, sort of during anything before lap 20, did you still think that you still had a shout of winning the race, or were you like, oh, this is a lost cause at this point?
Yeah, no, I didn't think I had a chance still. Um, I knew that. I think Blake was, you know, a, a fair amount quicker than me today. I think he closed off about 2 seconds in about 3 laps at the start of the race. So I was
Hmm.
thinking it'd be pretty impossible to get ahead of him for some reason. I was thinking maybe a podium if things get crazy, but a win was seemed pretty far away. And I think, to be honest, I only got the win because of, I mean, I guess tyre choices at the end.
Hmm.
I think if Mr. Cookie and Blake had been on mediums, then I'd probably be sitting here in P3. So it's just, I guess, I don't know if that's just a gamble or whatever,
Mm.
but yeah, I think it was just one of those races where you make decisions without much thought, and they some pay off and some don't.
Yeah. And right at the very end, obviously everything kind of sort of just fell into place for you to take the win today. Were you um were you like particularly nervous, especially considering you'd seen pretty much what had happened in front of you with Aero? Were you like particularly worried about pushing too hard, or were you quite confident in the car in being able to close that gap up with about 2 laps to go? You had no room for mistake.
Um, I mean, what, but before, right at the end when I was
Yeah.
leading, or whilst I was catching up?
No, sort of whilst you were catching up.
Oh, I mean, I didn't know. I wasn't really sure. I was just kind of. I wanted to keep it. I think I was one warning away from another penalty, which would have ruined. So I was just kind of trying to keep it clean. I wasn't really thinking about the win too much. And then obviously the gap was coming down Grant and Blake's fun, and then I thought maybe it might be on. But I mean, I am about 6 coffees down, and I'm shaking. So I think I think whatever happened, I could have been leading by about 85 seconds, and I still would have been nervous in the car. Just nice that it worked out.
Yeah. It's a pleasure watching you this season, and once again, congratulations on winning the World Championship.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure listening to you.
Thank you. I've got my Ferrari flag out for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem. Oh, we've got one other driver with us, Aero Blake.
Hello.
Hello. Heartbreak, surely. Is that the emotion you're feeling?
It is. I had that. I really did. I think I put in the chat just then that I drove an absolutely superb 30.9 laps there. It was just the rate I was catching Cookie, and he took a bit of a weird line through the hairpin, so I knew he was going to be slow off it. It was just that half a second, just spun the rears up and spat me out. Thankfully, I just kept it out the wall, otherwise that would have been minimal points. But yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised with that pace today, especially in that wet stint. I was edging away, but safety cars are always never far away around here.
No. Yeah, because your pace throughout the race itself, you were, without a doubt, you and Mr. Cookie were the two fastest drivers out there for pretty much the entire race. You two both had your time at the top spot in the wets and the dries. Obviously, you were one of the last drivers to switch for inters, or were you quite an early one? I can't really remember.
When the rain first came.
No, so coming off the weather.
Oh yeah, so yeah, I pitted the lap the safety car came in.
Yeah.
I actually took the gamble when the rain first came because I was lead into runner. So that's how I got to the front and had a gap. But yeah, I just had it. I got the message that it was stopping imminently. I just thought it was going to take a bit longer to dry up. That's one of the real frustrations about this game. In both ways, it was a great strategy call, and I benefited from what I also hate about the game, putting this on in the first place. It's just too linear, really. But yeah, so I came in directly after the safety car, so I still ended up about P3 or 4 anyway, as everyone else did another lap on the inters, so I had the advantage there. But then that left me 20 seconds behind the two that pitted under safety car. So I was just chipping away at that gap, knowing again we'd all bunch up yet again when the safety car came.
That's
yeah. Great race. I mean, yeah, obviously, I think you covered pretty much everything. But yeah, going from leading the race to being nearly last in the race to being in the middle of the pack, and then ending up in P2. I think it was P2, wasn't it?
P3.
P3.
Yeah.
It's just a crazy race, but not just for yourself. Like your teammate Aidan Gray was leading the race, or was second at one point, and then dropped down to last. Jay Hawes was leading, and then was serving just crazy race all round. 2 safety cars. Obviously, I spun out quite early just to give you all a bit of a chance. I didn't, I wanted Jay Horse to win the championship, obviously. Yeah, it's just. Did you all laugh at me when I spun out on the first lap?
I did.
Did you? Yeah, I thought someone might have. Yeah.
But it was a laugh of it was a laugh of. Okay, maybe I've got a chance now.
Well, yeah, that's why I did it. That's why I did it.
Like a nervous laugh.
Yeah, like a.
So did you drop it all by yourself? You weren't.
Oh yeah. No. So I spun on the formation lap, and that lit up my rears. And then coming out turn 4 or 5. Just lit them up again and just decided to hit the wall.
Didn't even make one sector.
No, I didn't. But no, great race from yourself. Obviously keeping it clean mostly. But I still got your own championship to think about as well. Trying to get that P2, which will pay dividends at the end of the season when you have priority in or second priority to choose your team and also teammate. But we'll see how that goes. But no, great racing from everyone today. I don't think Shoulder has joined us, has he?
No, he hasn't.
No. So yeah. Once again, thank you for Characteristics for a fantastic stream, and glad I could join you once again.
No problem. Thank you very much to you for putting on a fantastic race once again. And,
I'll definitely do comms again from a driver's perspective.
Yeah.
If
hopefully we get a little more than 5 corners next time.
Well, you had all of qualifying from me, so
Yeah,
I couldn't give you too much.
Yeah, that was just like the free sample.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What was Sim Guy's reaction like on the stream when he spun out?
Silence.
Dead silence.
Nothing.
Dead silence.
Absolutely. Well,
I think I just went, oh.
Yeah.
And then silence.
Oh.
I think we should do that every week. We have a different driver on comms.
Do you know what? That's actually a really good idea.
That is a good idea, actually.
Just not me.
Yeah. Just not you. Or Mr. Cookie, he doesn't want to do that either. I tell you what, though, it is quite distracting when you've got someone in your ear telling you what's going on the track, and you're trying to concentrate and not hit anyone, and then it is quite distracting.
But that'd be good for the stream, wouldn't it? Telling Carter to shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Shut up.
Just mute me for the first 2 laps and then come back in.
Yeah, I think that's probably an option.
Yeah.
I think we get Carter in the car at some point.
Oh, I'm not too slow. You saw me in the F2 cars.
The F2,
You're doing all right.
Got a couple of wins during that, so it'd be interesting. I'll
tell you what,
happy to do it.
Last race of the season.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
All right.
I'm happy to do comms if Carter wants to race.
We'll do that.
I'll take your Ferrari seat.
Don't mess it up. Don't crash my car.
Oh, don't worry, I won't.
Or don't piss in your car, like Alonso said, or Jenson Button said he was going to do in Alonso's in Monaco.
Yeah, I'll just spin it instead.
We won't ever be driving in again. You can do
True. Yeah. It's going into the next season's car. But I think for the last race of the season we can definitely do that.
Yeah, I'd be down.
Get Jay Hawes in commentary, and maybe someone else who doesn't want to race, or
does Jay Horse know about the little challenge we're going to set him?
I think he does.
It is
now
the last of first challenge.
It is.
Yeah.
You did have 4 races, but now you've got 3 because you put yourself up for comms for the last one. So the next 3 races, last the first challenge.
I don't think I had a choice. Everyone seemed to be pretty aggressively for the idea.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to do that. It'll be fun.
Good. Right, I think it's time to sign off.
All right. Thank you, both of you, for joining us, and congratulations, Jay Horse, on winning the championship once again, and congratulations on the podium, Era Blake.
Yeah. Cheers, chat.
See you all next week.
Congrats.
That's your cue.
just sign out, or just sign off on the stream.
This is a quality stream. We're just having a chat.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, it's
We're
nice
just
now.
having a chat.
Yeah. Oh, right. We'll round this out. Thank you all very, very much for watching. Any of you that are still here, I've genuinely got no idea. But thank you all very much for watching. This has been a utterly bonkers race. I've been the Characteristics. The guy that would be next to me but isn't virtually, that's that Sim guy. And our race winner and championship winner, Jay Horse in the Ferrari, is also with us. Sign out. You've won the championship, so you can sign out.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm just a driver. That is, don't put this on me.
Thanks for
Well,
watching.
okay,
Like and subscribe, that kind of thing. And we'll see you
Okay,
next
well,
week.
thanks everyone for watching. I've been the Carciteristics. Thank you. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week for Jeddah.
Yeah. See you later.
See